Drill number one is ESR isolation, and that's short for external shoulder rotation. So to start off, get into your pre-throw position. Remember, you want that biomechanically optimal upside down L. L number two, right at that elbow, and rotate your arm down so that your palm is facing the court or to the ground if you're at home. And I want you to start slow here. And if this is a foreign movement to you, don't worry, we're gonna get comfortable with this. And if this is a completely new movement to you, don't worry, you're not alone. So again, your elbow should be pointing straight to the side, palm down, and slowly rotate from your shoulder until your palm is pointing forward. Just like so. Once you're comfortable, get a ball in your hand, get into the same position, and have your back to a wall. Now from here, I want you to rotate your arm back and release so that you're throwing the ball behind you. When you do this, make sure your elbow isn't straightening out. Make sure that your arm isn't moving. You're simply rotating from the shoulder, just like that. And a helpful tip is to use your racket to support your hitting arm, just so that you're making sure it's not moving. Now from here, you can rotate your arm and make sure it's not moving. And finally, get your racket with your hitting hand into the continental grip, get into the pre-throw position, and I want you to just isolate that external shoulder rotation. You should feel your racket is going to the left. Now, once you're comfortable with this, we're gonna go straight onto the wall or the fence and move on to drill number two, the 3 fence touch drill. For the 3 fence touch drill, you're gonna find your fence or wall again, and this time you're gonna get your chest pointing to the wall and stand about 2 feet away from the fence. And I have no idea why I'm standing like this. From there, you're gonna get into your pre-throw position with your arm away, bent, and slowly rotate your racket tip forward until your tip touches the fence. Now from here, I want you to extend your toss arm up and load your body as if you were about to serve and do a few external shoulder rotation isolations. So your racket tip, again, is going to the left. Feel that? Just do it a few times, like 5 times. And once you're ready, as soon as the racket goes to the left, pull the inside of your hitting elbow up toward the sky. And what you'll notice is if you combine the two, racket tip starts traveling to the left and you pull that hitting elbow up, your racket is gonna swing out to the right, just like we talked about with that counterclockwise motion in the racket drop, and it's gonna touch the fence a second time. So again, you're driving the racket to the left first, and then you're pulling that hitting elbow up, and if you're relaxed, your racket should swing back out to the right and touch the fence a second time, just like this. Now, when your racket touches the fence that second time, we call that the pro drop position, because check this out, your racket tip is now aligned with the right edge of your torso. And from here, I want you to extend your elbow up and you'll naturally be on edge. Finally, you rotate your arm and you'll touch the racket against the fence a third time. So this is touch 1, touch 2, you extend that elbow leading with the edge, rotate your racket in, and you got touch 3. And finally, once you've completed 10 minutes and 10 minutes of the first 2 drills, just like on the other days, I want you to get up to the service line. If you're at home, you can do this without the ball or with a sponge ball. And we're gonna do the half serve drill. For this, you're gonna start in your pre-throw position. So we call it half serve because you're just doing half of your serve. You're skipping the backswing, all of this stuff beforehand. And again, get your arm drawn back and away, bend it 90 degrees and get that palm down. From here, I want you to start out your serves really nice and easy. So again, you're at the service line. We're not focusing on the result. And first, I want you to do a few isolations of external rotation. So you're driving that racket to the left. From here, pull your hitting elbow up and you should notice that you reach that pro drop position. Boom, just do that a few times. Now from here, toss the ball up, looking for that contact point, and I want you to chop the ball. So we're piecing all of this together here. Remember that ball chop drill? Well, we're gonna go right back to that. So pull your elbow up, then pull the racket edge up. Just like that. And then finally, right before you hit the ball with the edge, you're gonna internally rotate your racket, and then we've got the stop and pop. So from here, pre-throw, pulling elbow, pulling edge, and stop and pop. Now, the reason why we're going into the half position is there's so much room to screw up the serve when you add in the backswing. And while it's gonna help us later as we develop our serve, starting off, developing these fundamentals, locking in that elbow position at the start of your motion is one of the most critical parts of developing an elite serve. So again, your elbow's drawn back and away, you pull it up, start really slowly here, and don't worry where the ball goes. As you get comfortable, you can start stepping back. Okay, so now we're halfway between the service line and the baseline. Same idea, getting relaxed, pulling elbow up, and same thing. Here, pulling elbow up, just like that. And finally, same concept from the baseline, starting in this pre-throw. Effortlessness is the key here. Focus on the contact. How are you extending through the ball? And you should feel super relaxed as you're doing this. Elbow drawn back and away, racket tip slightly forward. You're pulling that elbow up and rotating through contact just like this. And as you get comfortable with this, bombing serves again is gonna feel effortless. Stay tuned for tomorrow, guys, because we're gonna be piecing everything you learn through this challenge together. So until then, go out and train hard. I'll see you in the next video.